Okay, so I'm fixing this 8530's air conditioner. It takes a special welding rod to do that, or brazing rod. Where's my brazo? Flux? My borax, where is it at? Right here. It takes a special brazing rod. It's called a silver nickel brazing rod. Get that rope out. Or get the, what do you call it out? Silver nickel. You can use brass, but it isn't as flexible and strong. The strength of it isn't as good. So, do I have enough hose here? Yeah. Open. Get it untangled there. Okay. So I'm going to do this. Tim, go look for your stuff. Make sure that's pointed up in there while I'm doing this job. What was I after again? Oil charge. Oh, right. Got gas turned on? I'm actually going to use the proper torch tip to do this with, because you don't want to make it too hot. You just want to have a nice gentle blue flame like that, and then you can get up and under there. Before I do that, I'm going to put a little extra borax or flux on my rod, because I got to burn through some shit. Hopefully I don't spill that as I go over. And you're not going to be able to see too well. But I've just moved enough stuff out of the way, and I'll show you I've disconnected. Alright, let's see what we got. That fell off my bucket.
Huh.
What?
I think this will do.
Bag? What is it?
AC Pro?
AC Pro Cold Steramax with Coley, Fixed AC Live, Ultra Synthetic. It has, yeah, this is the oil. Don't leak sealing, advanced runner works to seal common AC leaks, and rubber orange gas hoses. Protection comes life, eliminates acid and moisture buildup. Okay. Yeah, that'll probably do it. Okay. Alright, so let's see what we got here. First things first, let me put this little lid back on the brazo. And this here has to go back to its special spot because that's expensive stuff. Before you do this, now I know there's a lot of AC guys that are probably freaking out right now because it's got open air into it. But all the air was out of it, all the gas was out of it, and I should be changing that air dryer, but I'm not going to because I just don't have the time to deal with it, and it may cause problems, may not. But such is life. This is called in a pinch business. Now, to naturally do this the proper way, you're supposed to suck it down and then fill it with the Freon the way you're supposed to, or this R134A. I'm not going to do that. I'm doing it the way a farmer would do it because he's got hay to bale and rain on the way. So what's happened is the turbo pipe, this guy here, I thought it was a radiator line, but it's not, rubbed on the AC line over there and caused it to leak out. So there was absolutely no gas left in this thing, so I didn't release it on purpose. It was an accidental release. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bend the mounts for that to pull that off of this thing so that doesn't happen again. So right now me and Tim are going to go ahead and put it back together, and then we're going to charge it. Right, Tim? Okay, so you have to disconnect it here, or disconnect it so that you don't have a pressure, because you can't braise with pressure. Don't touch it. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll check for leaks. Okay, so I got my delivery today. I have to move this when my skid steer gets back, but this is Krone baling twine. Obviously, that's what I'm using. The 650, 3600 650. That is, I bought 2 pallets. I had the remainder of last year's left over, so I've burned through 2 full pallets, and the remainder of last year plus the better part of a pallet today is in the baler now. So there's 9 full pallets there, and then there's a partial on the front of the 7410. This is the product I'm producing right now. It has been rained on once. I mean, I'm still using some of this white Cordex Agri twine, which is really good twine. Just I guess I just haven't bought the heavier. This is only a 600 pound knot strength twine versus the 650. A little thicker than what the Krone is, but anyway. So I baled all yesterday. I baled and I posted the video. Well, I guess it was this morning. And there's like these arguments, you know, if you want to break a machine, give it to a Yank baler. And I guess it's this dude from Australia. And of course, you know, it goes on to a lot of foul language about me being a product tester. Well, that's not too far from the truth, Mr. I forget what the heck, tractor something or other. Anyways, you don't mind, I don't matter. Or I don't mind and you don't matter. Yeah, I do product testing. As a matter of fact, Krone has done some awesome work for me here on my baler, because I am who I am, and you know, I mean, that stuff was paid for by Krone. That was nice. They took my machine back into their shop at Messick's, and they did a wonderful job there, sponsored by Krone. So I guess because I am who I am and this baler is awesome, you know, I guess I am a product tester to some degree. I know that there were some failures on this baler that Krone came out, and they had, I'm going to show you one of them that's really awesome because I complained enough. And that is right there, the bale scale gizmo. That is like 5 times heavier than it used to be. But anyway, I do have a little bit of a story here. I got out of my tractor after today's baling episode, a little over 200 some bales. Yeah, about 250 bales. 250 bales today. Yeah, I get out of the tractor. After backing it in, I looked to see that I actually touched the pole in the back of the building, because I actually folded the gate up, and you know, if you saw Cotton Top's video, this tractor actually sticks out. This is a 54 by 72 building, and the front of the tractor would almost stick out the front, so I'm about 54 feet wide. So I walked over to the 730 here, and I took a piss, because that's usually what farmers do when they get done driving all day. Get out, relieve themselves, and then, you know, go about their business. Well, I filled the baler with the baling twine, and I'm taking a piss, and I start to hear this really weird noise. I'm going to walk outside here. I mean, it's a really weird noise. I'm like, God, what the hell is that noise? And it almost sounded like when you shut everything off and the pressure's released off the boards of the baler, that the bale stretches, it settles out, and it's subtle, but you can hear it, and I'm half deaf anyway, so it's hard for me to hear stuff, but this thing's getting loud. I'm like, God, what is that? So, shook it off, zipped it up, and I started walking over to the baler now. And I got to about, say here, right about here, when the baler jumps up in the air and then drops to the ground because that tire let loose. Now, if I hadn't taken a piss, I wouldn't have heard it. I would have just heard an explosion on my way back to the other end of the property there, or the other shop. But you're not going to be, well, let me get my flashlight out here because, hold on, you're not going to be able to see it. But this tire, it just exploded out the center. The tread wall blew up. I'm a little bit disturbed by it. There's a lot of cord in there. And I didn't run anything over. That was my initial thought process, was holy shit, I must have ran something over, and you know, I ran it over and then it blew up. But the problem with that is I just walked over. I just walked back to the shop where I fueled the tractor up. I put the bale and twine in the thing, and you know, I brought it around here, and I brought it there. I drove it. You can see my tracks here. It's going to cost me about $1,000 for that tire. So anyways, if I'd have walked up to that thing and stuck my head in there to listen for that stretching noise, it probably, this morning's video would have been the last one you ever saw, because it exploded with such an incredible force. It was just unbelievable. So yeah. Wow. I mean, I just drove that thing like 40 miles, 35 miles all the way down here, and did all that work, and then boom, it blows up. But oh well, what can I say? It's gone. So I guess with that being said, I want to touch on this guy from Australia too, because, you know, I forget what the hell his name. You know what? I'm gonna look it up because he's such a douchebag. He's Johnny Tractor Man. You know, he tells everybody that they're stupid, and, you know, I'm sure I'm going to get like 45 people saying, why do you give them props and stuff like that? It makes a troll happy. Well, I don't think in Australia they have hay and straw like I have up here. I've seen farming videos from Australia. It's a pretty desolate place, you know, dry, desert. Like, if you get a half a ton to the acre, you're lucky. Can't even grow corn there in most places because it's too freaking dry, and there's just not that much, you know, material there to bale. I mean, I've seen them harvest wheat with a combine going like 10 miles an hour and a big baler behind it, all in one shot, and it shits out a bale maybe once every 20 acres, you know. So, I mean, not that all Australian ground is like that, but I do about 5,000 acres in total. 3,500 the first go around, 1,500 on top of that. On a second cut this year, I'm hoping to push it to 2,000 acres. So we're looking at, you know, 5,500 acres of hay. There's not too many farmers that make 5,500 acres of hay in the United States that I know of. Maybe out in Colorado or the Midwest, where they turn the water on and turn the water off and go bale hay. Here I got to deal with this shit. I mean, if you look, there's rain clouds and stuff that are forming right now where Timothy's working. But anyways, it's enough of me ranting about that. Thanks for watching anyway.